What is going on? What is happening with you, my beautiful people? It's your boy Caleb here at Midway Vibes, Chinwag Podcast. You already know, got another guest, someone who's coming on again. I'm super happy to have you on, man. Jeff Bettis coming on again. Thanks for coming on. How's your world going, man?
Going all right, man. I appreciate you having me back on. Excited to be here in person this time, not on the Zoom, so much different vibe. It's pretty cool. I like it in here.
Yeah, I just set this up. I'm gonna stay with this look, but I was kind of making moves to it slowly, and I think this is gonna be the final set.
Yeah, man, it's nice. I like it. I like it. Come check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. Yeah. It took me a while to kind of think of, but then once I thought of it, it just came to me so naturally.
Nice, yeah. It's real chill. I like it.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
For sure.
Yeah. So congratulations for getting engaged, man. That is incredible.
Yeah, so not everybody knows. No, just kidding. Most people know. Most of my family knows and all that.
You gonna cut that out?
No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. I made a post about it, so they have me on social media. They know.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. It was an experience, I guess. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's different. I guess I don't know. I don't feel different yet. I guess because it's not the actual marriage yet, but definitely different. It's hard to transition. My girlfriend, and fiance is ooh, it's scary to say that. So
definitely.
it's just different. It's different. Yeah. I think people,
it's like a transition period.
It definitely is. So sometimes she has the same thing too. She's one time she even asked me. She's like, "Do you mind if I said you were my boyfriend or whatever?" I'm like, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'd be saying that too sometimes, at work. It's just easier because then if I say fiance, all my colleagues gonna be all up in my business. Oh, what happened? How did we? We ain't cool like that. We cool, but we ain't cool. Nah, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. So I have a question that I just saw this on TikTok.
Put it on the spot, huh?
I saw this question on TikTok. It is kind of deep, but it's not too deep. It's a good type of deep. So tell me, what is one of your favorite memories or happiest memories, as a child, or something that you can think of and you just smile?
Ooh, as a child, man. So when I think about my childhood, it was fun. We were always outside. We were very active. We were, riding bikes, riding scooters, and playing basketball. Man, it was great. It was great times. Playing football. So probably I think the most memorable one was probably being in Allenwood Homes in San Marcos. It was a public housing there, right behind Texas State Stadium. Yeah. And on Friday nights, when the San Marcos Rattlers used to play at Texas State, we could hear them out there. They had the lights on, and if we weren't at the game, we were at my grandparents' house, and they lived right there in front in Allenwoods. Once you pull in, right next to the Randolph Brooks Bank, right there, and there was in our head back then, it was a huge football field-like yard, man. I think it's 20 yards. It used to seem so big, but man, we used to play football there. Not just on Friday nights, but that was kind of cool. You hear the crowd in the back and stuff. But just making memories there with my brothers and some of the neighborhood friends, man. Those are some of the best times of my life. I wish we could go back even just for a second.
Yeah,
but, man, no, it was cool. We just growing up there, playing football, doing all this other stuff. That's probably my favorite childhood thing, was playing football with my neighborhood friends and my siblings.
Yeah, for sure.
So, fun times.
That's incredible.
Yeah, man.
Remember that, memories you won't forget. You definitely want to go back on.
No, man, and it's funny. I have a lot of different. I have 2 full blood on brothers, whatever, and I have some, I guess, step siblings, and what you mean. We just always call each other brothers, and we have 1 sister. And so my brother, we call him Sparky, and he was the second oldest to my oldest brother Joseph. Man, he got so into it, and he was playing maybe junior high football at that time, so he was starting to learn. But he made a little freaking playbook, man. We had plays out there. We had to go out there and practice. It was the craziest thing, man, but it was so fun. Yeah, man, he got room into it. We're gonna run this play and this play. It was pretty dope, man. It was cool, but. Yeah,
that's how I never played like that, had a playbook, but I've been making plays on the little ball.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, when you get the ball,
you start drawing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. There was a fight one time in my elementary school over football. It was wild.
In elementary?
Yeah, elementary. It was they started bleeding and everything. It was crazy. So we're out in the field. It was recess. We're I think I was in 5th grade and we're playing football. and it was like one class against the other class, and it was always super competitive, and we'd like be going at it, and like we'd be pushing each other, but like nothing ever too extreme, because like the teachers were always there, and they'd always be like telling us, and then I don't even know what happened. Like I was like halfway down the field, and like I saw him like running, and he like jumped, and he like tried to hit the ball, like like cause like he was throwing it, tried hitting it, and he missed, and they like ran into each other, and then he like pushed him. And then, like, I guess he didn't like it, and he just, like, full-on swung on him, like, just in his face, and he just, like, went down. He didn't even, like, stop. He just, like, got on top, and he started going crazy on him. And the teachers were, like, just yelling. They didn't know what to do. Dang. It was wild. Dang. That was in 5th grade.
Kids, yeah. Man. That's crazy.
Kids live crazy lives nowadays.
Oh, yeah. That's real
wild. Yeah.
We were at, my niece's birthday was this past week on the 10th, and we celebrated her birthday yesterday at Urban Air. And I was thinking, and I was telling my fiance, I was like, dang, I wish when I was a kid, I wish we had some of this stuff, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my childhood, playing outside and stuff, but all the little obstacle stuff they get to do, jumping around, like, man, we would have had a ball here, man. And then I was like, but now my parents probably couldn't afford to take us all anyway, so. Yeah. But now these kids, they have, it's such different way of life they live now, and I guess I don't know for better or worse, but it's definitely different.
It's very much so different. It's like has its pros and its cons.
Right.
To be honest, I'm be honest with you. I always get pros and cons confused.
Pros and cons, like what they mean.
Like I always I was in a test. This always happens. I'm in a test. And I'm like, damn it, what does it mean? Like, what is a pro? What is a con? Okay. I just have to kind of guess, to be honest.
Okay, well, pros and cons. So think cons like convicts, right? Okay. Convicts are usually bad. Sometimes they're innocent, but convict bad. So con means the bad things. What are some of the bads? Okay. Pros are going to be what are the good things about it. There we go.
I'm gonna use that from now on.
There you go.
Because sometimes I'll be wanting to use it, but then I have to be like the good and the bad. And I'm like, it sounds like so basic.
There you go. Pros and cons. So yeah, pros are good and cons are bad. Like the convicts are usually some of them innocent though. But
it's crazy how many like people are crazy like it's crazy how some convicts are innocent and they're still they get charged the whole time.
It's sad, man. It's sad that happens. I couldn't imagine losing years of your life for something you didn't do, and it's just whether it's lack of evidence or just a biased, judge or jury. I would be. I don't know, man. I don't know how I would take that. Like, I would just be devastated, man. Like, you hear these stories, somebody served, 15 years on a sentence that they were innocent on, or it's just, man, I don't know how you could ever, no amount of money, no nothing can give him him or her back those years,
time,
man.
It's time you missed out of like everything.
Right, that's crazy.
There's this guy I follow on TikTok. I don't know his exact name, but he that was the same thing happened with him. I think it's 21 years. Like he did 21 years that he wasn't charged with. But he's living, and he's on TikTok. And he's pretty famous, so I know he's he travels and he spreads the awareness and stuff. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, bro. Yeah. That's how I kind of got open to it. I was like, dang, I didn't know there was that many people that got trial for stuff that they didn't do.
Yeah, I know there's a lawyer who started a project. I don't know the name of it, but they started where they take on these trials of people who are, pleading their innocence and there's not really much evidence and stuff. So people who are serving trials or serving terms that when they're innocent. So it's good to see things like that happening. But I mean, nowadays with technology and DNA stuff, I can only imagine how can you still have people behind bars for stuff they didn't do.
The DNA stuff is crazy. I'm scared. I want to go send my DNA in, but I'm scared. I want to send it in, so I want to be I want to know what I am, where I originate from.
Yeah.
But I'm scared because they keep it forever, and then they could make a clone out of me or something. Or what if when I die they use it and then they keep me alive?
Yeah, it's crazy. Some of those theories they talk about. I heard recently they said Kanye West is a clone, and they're just using his body and stuff, and it's crazy, man. I don't know if any of this seems to be true, or if any of it is. Some of it's very interesting to say the least, But I don't know where people can come up with this, or is it so, that it's actually accurate. This could be true. So.
I feel there's some it's just that's really out of pocket.
Yeah.
And then there's some I feel how did you come up with that? But I kind of agree with you. And then there's some I totally see the logic, and I'm full blown. I'm I agree with you.
You sold me. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's some crazy stuff that goes around. I think nowadays with TikTok, especially TikTok, it's just things spread so fast, and they gain followers, they gain people of interest, and it's just it's crazy. And I think I was wondering this actually earlier this morning, like, because of this awareness of things that people, like, especially the government, would probably not want being around, like, these dark conspiracy theories. Like, the one that gets me is the national parks one. I don't know if you've heard about that one.
I haven't heard of it.
I don't know.
Maybe I haven't.
I don't know too much detail. Basically, people are saying, like, it's too, the number of people that go missing in national parks and don't ever get found or whatever, it's too, sketchy. It's too, like, what's really happening to these people? Like, are there really, and people believe, I've heard theories, like, where the people believe that, like, there's a group of, like, cannibals that live in the national parks, and they basically prey on these people that go missing, or I don't know. It goes a lot deeper.
That's crazy. I mean, I believe it though, because there's some crazy stuff in the world. Have you heard of there's like a whole tribe, I don't know exactly where, but they're like totally they've never seen humans before, and they're basically like crazy.
And
they
if
like
you go on their island or whatever, I saw that.
Yeah, that blows my mind. It's just like they're so uncivilized, and that's like on our earth. Like, we're literally living the same day as them, and they're just like on their whole other world.
Yeah, that's it. I don't. Man, you just opened my mind to something totally new. Like, dang, I never would think about that. Like, we're living in the same day and age.
Yeah.
And they are way different. It's like, whoa. I mean, and then you wonder, or at least I wonder, like, who's better off? Like, you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Like, I feel like they're happy with what they're doing because that's all they have. And we're like continuously wanting more because we know that there's more.
That is true.
But then it's also like, if we were in their position, we'd probably be happy because we never know what technology was.
Man. Those little things, man. Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but it's so interesting. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if people just really. I don't think people like they don't have anything better to do, but they think about these theories and people, they sound so true, or like they could be true. And anyway, so it gets a following, and a lot of people start talking about it. I just wonder, like, and it's always been a thing with the media. They always try to talk about something to get our minds off something else, and like, I'm like, I wonder if that's why the gas is going up. And then
have you heard actually about like how the media is all combined together?
About like
how like everything is all just like stationized together, and like they all advertise the same thing.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past anything, because if you're trying to, as a government, I mean, they're trying to. I don't know. I don't like talking too much politics and stuff like that. I mean, I don't get too into it, but definitely if you're trying to keep your people from being, I guess, as the people say, woke. You're gonna
try to feed them what you want.
Right, and you're only going to... Exactly. And so the thing is, it has been working in the past. If it is that way, the older generations, they didn't have any other way of just getting information, right? Now that you have TikTok, you can watch a video from somebody in Russia or Ukraine. You can really see what's going on.
I watched the whole war
on
TikTok.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, I think, I don't know, I think if the government is trying to do that, which they probably are, but they might be scared of things like TikTok. And
does China still own TikTok?
Well, it originated from there, so I don't know exactly.
I feel like I heard that they sold it over to the United States, but I can't remember. Like, I don't remember if that like fully went through or what it was. But
I think you just made up another conspiracy theory. But I don't know, man. So it's just an interesting day and age we live in, and I don't know what to believe sometimes.
For real, it's like we have so much knowledge coming in at like one point, and we have no direction, like solid direction.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's cool, because like we all have our right to choose whatever path we want to go to.
Right.
But I feel like it would also be cool to have like some guidance. And it's like we can have guidance if we seek out to it, but I feel like it needs to be at an easier access almost.
Right. I think as people, we're all skilled in different ways, and we're all different types of learners, and there's a lot of people who, they want that outline, they want that finished product. What do I have to do to get there? Give me step by step, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then there's other people who are like, no, I don't want all that crap. Let me go figure it out myself.
Yeah.
And so I guess it just depends on some, who you are as a person. But I definitely think, for some people it would, help put their mind at ease, if they had a little bit more guidance or a little bit of, I don't know. I think it's a big fear factor thing, and it's sad to see, because you don't want to see people scared or to live their life, man. Life's stressful enough, man. Let's just enjoy it.
we gotta enjoy it. And I feel like that's one thing. I feel like that's one thing that I really like. I feel like I recently embraced like life is really not just like something like it's something cool. Like we're here, we're living it up, and like you shouldn't be stressed out over everything. And like life isn't a joke. We should be able to find a joke in everything. But it's also like live in the moment because like literally we're not promised tomorrow.
Right.
And like if you're gonna like not wake up tomorrow, you wouldn't like wanna like have like grudges you're holding with people because like then it's just like for what? Like that person, even though like maybe they did do something bad to you, there's no reason to hold that grudge to them because like they're just like in reality like you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Because they probably there's a chance that they might not even care. And then like for two, it's just like there's no need to be holding on to that anger.
Yeah, it's like you know, they say you're giving them too much power over your life.
Yeah.
You're letting them control your whole vibe and stuff. And it's definitely easier said than done.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, it definitely is easier said than done. Like I am guilty of it like too. Like I be letting people like just like I guess like have that power over me.
Right. I mean, it's all about your perception of life, and at times in life, your perception is going to be different, man.
Yeah,
it just depends on where you are in life, your age, your what's going on around you. Yeah. So it's just through your life experiences and that phase you're on in life. Because sometimes you're going to be, you know, so willing to do it, and it's so easy. Like, yeah, I'm just going to keep going, man. It's whatever. You know, let it be. It's between them and whoever. You know, whatever you believe. And sometimes it's just hard, man. So. It just depends, but I definitely think it's a good way to try to go because you don't want anybody to have too much control over you or any situation either.
Yeah.
Like not just a person, but it's tough, man, and especially when it's fresh. When it's fresh, and it could be on your mind for weeks, for months, and it's just
definitely. I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. It could be on your mind for months. Yeah. So I have a question. So like, if, you know how like they say like if it's meant to be, it'll be, but then it's also like. If it's meant to be, like, you got to work for it. Like, it just doesn't come to you. And I feel like I'm always getting caught in between those two. So what do you say? Like, what is your thing? Like, what is your... Because I feel like I'm more of the person, like, if I want something, I got to go get it. But then at the same time, I'm also, like, if it's meant to be, like, it's going to happen. You know, like, I don't have to force anything. You know what I mean? But it's also, like, but you got to go get it. Because I feel like that's just my mindset. Like, I got to go. Like, there's no waiting around. And I feel like I always get caught in between those two. And it's like I do this like all the time, whether it's in like a friendship or like a business thing. And it's just like, what do I do? Like if like it's just like.
That's good, man. That's good. And I guess depending on which side you're on, somebody's going to give you the right answer. Like, no, it's this one, or no, it's that one. And I think, and it definitely has to do with again your experience and your background, but. I say, why not be a little both? You know, like, it's okay to be on the fence about that, and I think you have to be, because if you know, in life we can want so much, but we can only get so much too, in reality. But it's like some things, I definitely think I can see some things like, man, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. You know, when it's really out of control, like there's really no way you can ever work your way to it, and I guess that sounds bad to say, but. You know, some things in life are really out of our control. Yeah. And I think with those things, it's okay to be like, you know, if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to just be ready to go on somewhere else, you know, go on a different path. So I definitely don't think it's bad to have that mindset sometimes. Like, if it is meant to be, it's meant to be. But for other things that are tangible, things that, you know, are within your grasp, if you want it to be, I think with those things, you got to have that mindset. I got to go get it. I got to go outwork everybody. I don't have to be the best one yet, but I got to go outwork the best one to go get it. And I think, again, it just depends on what it is. And, you know, because the other thing, in life, we don't have an even playing field. You know, everybody starts off in a different path, and based on your upbringing and everything, you know, some people start off a lot better off. But, you know, in a way, it's kind of good if you start off, you know, with your hands tied, or you start off with a... And the reason I say that is because if you're starting off at a lower point, you're starting off where you have to work more. You know, you have way more knowledge and experience than someone who doesn't have that. Like they just got put into it. Yeah, you're not spoon fed it. It's not handed to you on a silver platter. So you got to work for it. And what happens is you now develop, you develop grit. Yeah. So if you ever go through a hard time or some adversity, or you know you're going over to a tough point. When you're dealing with a situation, well, hey, you know how to get out of a tough place because you've been through it all your life. Yeah. So I think it goes back to perception, you know, glass half full, half empty kind of thing. Yeah. But I definitely think it's okay to have a little bit of both of that mindset. Some of it's some of it definitely is, if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. I've done that before with things that are kind of out of my reach, man. It's just, and again, it goes back to your faith, whatever you believe in, whether you pray or whether you, whatever you think, whatever you do. It just depends on that person and what they expect and what they hope. But I think through experience, life experiences, you will realize that. Like, some things it's okay to be, hey, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if it's not, I'm just going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's other things, you definitely got to go get it, man. Because nobody's going to hand it to you. So.
Yeah. It's like that experience is wisdom.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
One of my coaches used to tell me that all the time. That's pretty cool. I never understood what it meant. I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, what is this dude saying? Like, this makes no sense. What does that mean? And then one day, I wasn't even playing baseball no more. I was in Prairie League. And I was like thinking about his experience with wisdom, and it clicked, like, just out of nowhere, and I was like, oh my God, like, it was just like a massive, it was like, I just realized it, and I was like, that makes total sense now. See,
the funny thing is, it was the quote itself. It took the experience for you to finally experience and realize the quote. It's like a double whammy right there. Like, golly, that's pretty cool though. That's awesome.
You just shook me again.
Hey, real quick before I forget, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said first day at San Marcos. You started in the spring semester. You started in the fall when you went to San Marcos.
Nah, I started like in the I don't know.
Like in August?
Like in January.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's where you got me. When you told me on the podcast, you're like, yeah, the very first day. And I was like, I was like, dude, I have a pretty good memory. I swear I do not remember you coming. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, you know what? I do remember when the second semester started.
Yeah.
And that's when it hit me. I was like, that's what it was. You started in the spring, man. You didn't start in the fall.
Yeah.
So I do remember that moment. Yeah. But I was like, I was trying to put it together. I was like, man. I was like, I'm usually pretty good at remembering stuff like that. And but then I put it, and I was a little bummed. I'll tell you what, I was bummed because I knew who you were, and I was like, oh man, and I don't know who your math teacher was. It wasn't me though. It might have been you had Castillo.
Oh no, it was Mr. Vokes, Coach Vokes.
Okay.
He was pretty legit.
So, okay, yeah.
He was cool. He would go off topic sometimes, but it was cool because I didn't like math.
Yeah, he was a cool guy, man. I remember working with him. Actually, went to college with him and Castillo. They were both math teachers there when I taught there.
Oh, I had Castillo in my alternative school, and he was legit.
Okay.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Yeah. So we actually all found out that year we were working together that we were all in the same math class in Texas State. We didn't even know, man. And Coach Vos, he's like, yeah, you remember when we had that final for I forgot Dr. Curtin. He's like, that was his name for real, Dr. Curtin. You remember? I was the guy in the front that raised my hand. He was like, hey, can we move the final to after? Or whatever, he gave us a few more days to study. I was like, hell yeah, I remember you, man. Heck yeah, that was dope. So that was kind of our way of like, oh yeah, we were in that class. So that was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
You know.
What a small world.
Right, yeah.
Well, are they all from San Marcos? No, right?
No, man. I forgot where Coach Vos is from. I want to say Mr. Castillo was from. I want to say he's down from close to the border.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I remember.
Yeah, I think so. Not like maybe El Paso. Yeah, Laredo. Maybe I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I might be butchering it. I haven't talked to him in years, but
yeah, last time talked to him was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So anyway,
he was pretty cool though.
Yeah, he was funny. Yeah, he was. So you thought he was funny as a teacher, man? Imagine him as a person. Like, he was crazy. He had this little laugh, man. This little giggle. I loved it.
He would play basketball because he was during summer school.
Yeah. Okay.
So he would during summer school it was a lot more lenient. So we just went to school for an hour in the morning. We just did Edgenuity, and then we'd go play basketball for the rest of the time. And he was the one with us, and he would play with us. And he would start off super chill. He was like, I don't want to play. And he would do this every day. He was like, I don't want to play today, guys. We're just not playing. And he was like, I don't want to play with y'all. And then he would slowly get in. He'd be like, give me a shot. And then he'll just slowly creep in. And then he's still just throwing up slow shots. And then out of nowhere, he just breaks through. He starts running. He starts hitting layups. He's wild.
He was pretty good. Man. He was a good little player. I know he played baseball and stuff too, but he played in the faculty game that year. I remember seeing him play. I was like, hey, one time after Christmas break, I think, me, him, Coach Rose, we all went back to his apartment, and we were just gonna hang out and have a few drinks, nothing crazy. And we were just chilling in his apartment, had a few beers, and then he's like, hey man, let's go shoot some hoops. So we went to his little basketball court there in his apartment, man.
Yeah.
We shot some hoops, and I was like, I didn't even know that he played and stuff, but I think we played horse or something. It was just funny seeing you know, we weren't like drunk or anything, but like buzzed, tipsy, feeling good,
Yeah.
you know, having a good time. It was,
Yeah.
you know, I never thought I experienced that with 2 other math teachers, man. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Once he broke it down like that, like 3 math teachers.
3 of your math teachers, man.
Oh yeah, 3 of my math teachers.
Yeah.
No way, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
we were playing horse, drinking some beers, man.
You think that's like a coincidence, or do you think that's like falls into play? I feel like everything in life happens for a reason, and I feel like I don't know if it happens like for that instant, like kind of like an instant gratification reason, or like down the road. Like I know definitely you'll learn from it down the road, but it's also like kind of just like that situation. Like did I just happen to have Coach Rose as a math teacher in San Marcos, and then got Theo as my math teacher in my alternative school, and then you as my math teacher at Prairie Lee, without even knowing the connection until now. Like, is there a deeper reasoning, or did it just happen?
Right. Yeah.
For like no random reason.
I don't know. Yeah. Some of that's cool to kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna let you ponder on that one. Think about it. See what you come up with, man.
Yeah.
I kind of am with you, and I kind of have to be the belief of everything happens for a reason, and the sad truth to that is like I don't think we're always gonna know the reason. Like not even instantly, but even down the road, man. Like some things happen in my life that I'm like, I don't know if I ever understand this ever. Like truthfully,
Why? Like why?
Yeah. Like why did it have to happen?
Yeah.
And,
I know what you mean.
So it sucks, man, because you know you want to.
It's kind of just like what the fuck.
It's just one of those things,
Yeah.
right? It's just like, why? Like I don't know, man. Like yeah, I mean, and you know, as people go through it in life, you'll have some of those moments, and hopefully not too many, but I think all of us at some point have a moment where we're just wondering, why did it happen? And we will probably never understand.
Yeah, and it's kind of just like, what did I do to make it happen like this? And then it's like, And then you kind of like start reflecting on yourself, and you're like, it's just like a weird ripple chain of event effects.
Well, see, the ones that hurt the most are the ones where it's indirectly. You didn't do anything directly to cause it.
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
Some other people or something else happened.
I feel like I know exactly what you mean. Matter of fact, I recently just had to go through that, and it was just. I feel like I feel like in a way I was like taking it. I was like, dude, you're taking it way too hard. Like you're tripping. Why are you in your feelings? But then like once I got out my feelings, I was like, nah, like it's cool. Like you just had to go through it, and now it's kind of just like you just know. I guess I know myself a little bit. I definitely learned. I learned a lot while like in the moment, but I learned so much more after the moment.
Yeah.
So it's like it's cool. It's a win situation either way. But it during the time, like during those couple months, I was down bad, and I was like, why are you down bad?
Wow, man. I mean, there's gonna be those times in life where it's okay, man. Like, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, and you know, it's okay to have those times where you're gonna be mad, you're gonna be sad, and it's more about what do you do in those situations and how you handle them. You know, it's okay to have them, but you got to have a good way or healthy way to kind of cope and move on from it. Because if not, man, I think it can eat away at you for the rest of your life. And you know, you hear so much about the mental health and suicidal.
So many
things
people are like that are like older people have traumas from when they're younger that they just like we never had.
And they just keep burying it in them, and it just either it ends up costing them their life or it costs them. In some way, it just breaks out of them, and it just not usually in a good way.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's important to focus on that as you're younger. To, it's there, man. Like there's no denying it. It's there. Don't be afraid that it's there. Let's find a way to kind of let it out, express ourselves, and it's okay. Let us know that it's okay, and that you're gonna be okay. And hopefully, with time, but some things, they're gonna mess with you, man. But it's better to deal with it and handle instead of pretending it's not there, because it's only going to come back and bite you in the butt later.
I feel like I totally got to like I haven't told like no one this, but I totally feel like I got to chime in just because like this is like totally like perfect moment, and I feel like I totally put on like not like a front, but like I've come off as very like I guess not like I feel like I'm like I guess not in my feelings, like I'm not sad, but like I'm able to come into my feelings like if I need to, like for someone like to relate to someone. But like a lot of people see me as like super happy, and like don't get me wrong, like I am happy.
Right.
But like there was a couple months I was just like going through it, and I was just like you were saying, like I was just super sad for like I knew there was a reason, but in my mind I was like, there's no reason for me to be sad. And it was just like there was like days where I was just like crying. I was like, dude, why are you crying? But then it was just like it was in a way like at the moment it was like so horrible. It was like the worst thing I'd ever felt, and I was like, dang, like I don't ever want to feel like this again. And I remember I was talking to my mom, and I was like, I don't ever want to feel like this again.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's a part of life. Like, you have to, like, choose, like, is this really, like, what you want to do? Like, she was like, you could say you don't want to feel like this again, and you can make it happen. She was like, but you're going to lose out on, like, a whole another experience in life if you choose to live like that. And I was like, that makes sense. Like, I could totally make that happen. Like, I could, because it was like, I guess it was like a relationship with a female. And it was just like, so, like, I would definitely say, in my version of time, like, I'd say right now, I would definitely say it was the first girl I ever fell in love with. And it was like, it was crazy. Like, it was cool. But it was crazy. Like, I like, there's no, like, there was definitely a time where I was, like, mad at her, and I was just upset. But, like, I feel like now I'm like, we're cool. We were like, we was never uncool. We're just, like, cool. But I feel like now accepting it, it's just like, it's whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I learned so much from her at the time, and also way more than I ever could have imagined after. But it was like, at the time, it was just like horrible. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't really tell my mom, because I was like, I don't want her to know this. Because I was like, I just didn't want her to know that. And like, I didn't like really know who like to talk to. I was like, who do I even talk to about this? Because like, no one, like, it's not like I was like super public about my like relationship with her. So like, no one really knew about her. And I was like, I can't just like go to anyone. So like, I would be crying in the car, and I'd be like, dude, why are you crying? I'd get to work, and I'd be like, why are you crying, bro? And then like, now after, I'm like, I'm glad like I was able to experience it. Like even though it sucked, I'm glad like I was comfortable enough in myself to like let myself cry. Because there was like times before, like when my grandparents passed away, like I didn't let myself cry. Like, I was just like, you don't cry, because like you're like a man.
Right.
And it was just like, now that I was able to experience, like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Dang, that's, how old are you?
I'm 19.
No, you're wise beyond your years, man. But I mean, no, I mean, it's definitely true. Like, some of those, it's like, if you were hurting that bad, like, imagine how good that love was, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's what really helped me through it. I was like,
yeah.
I'm like mad because of like the ending, but it's like the ending. It was like, there's gonna be an end eventually. Like, everything changes and everything ends. Right. So it's like, whether it's like an ending like how it happened, it would have ended eventually through like death. So I was like, it's gonna end eventually, if I could think of it like that. Mm-hmm. And it's also just like, at the time, like, it was incredible. Like you're saying, like, the best thing I'd ever experienced. And I was like, it's definitely a high standard that she set, like, way beyond, like,
there you go.
like, it's cool, like, something I can like look on. So it's like cool. So
yeah, man,
it's like you're saying.
Oh yeah, so it's, I guess it's one of those things where, you know, the old quote is it better to have loved and lost, or to not loved at all, kind of deal. And,
yeah.
But I mean, I guess it just depends. But yeah, no, the hurt, it just reminds you how much you had, or how much it was, or how great it was. And so sometimes it's like, man, I mean, but I mean, you go through relationships like that, not necessarily, girlfriend, boyfriend kind of thing, but, you know, relationships with, you know, family or whatever, friends, you know, that end eventually. And Coach Johnson had mentioned this when you had your podcast with him about, seasons of friends and family or whatever.
I used that clip as my snippet, and I had like 4 people screen recorded on my Snapchat.
Yeah, there you go.
That's legit, bro. Like, I know that helps someone. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, no. So I mean, and he's definitely right about that, man.
Yeah.
And it's for better, for worse, and sometimes you don't understand why, and you know, sometimes, you know, it's whatever. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. You know, it's just one of those things. It's kind of, it's meant to be, right?
Yeah.
So relationships are a 2-way street. So sometimes it's only one way it's working, and the other way is not. So sometimes with those, you kind of be like, hey, you know, if they go out of my life, it is what it is. So,
I feel like that's where I was like struggling the most. I was like, dude, I'm dope as hell. Why does she want me? That's what I think. I feel like in a way I was low key kind of struggling with that. I was like, dude, and then it was like I'm not mad that I gave her a version of myself that I didn't even know I had in me, but like, I think it's kind of cool, like, cause like in a way she brought out the best in me, but it's like, I gave you something that I didn't even know I had in me, and you totally just like, peace. And I was like,
like, Grumpy Caleb.
Yeah.
Dang, man. No,
it's cool though. I mean, like, I'm not tripping. I mean, I was tripping. I was tripping for a long time, but I'm not tripping no more.
Yeah. No, but I mean, but it's good though that you were able to do that, and it sucks, man, because no matter what it is, you had those moments where you're in the car, or where you hear a song, maybe you hear a song that y'all used to listen to, or just something.
I put them songs on my workout playlist. I'll be bitching. I'll be like, it's not going harder.
Yeah, man. So it's just sometimes those little things, and it could be at the worst time too, and it just sets you off, man, for no reason. I'll tell you what, I had one of those moments last night, man. After the birthday party, where we were driving my niece home, and man, just I don't even know what it was. Like, I didn't see anything, didn't hear any music, nothing that reminded me of my brother, but just something about him, boom, popped up in my head, man. I was like trying my best to fight tears from coming down, and not that I'm embarrassed to cry or anything, but it was, it wasn't about that. I wasn't trying to, cause, I don't not cause a scene or whatever, but it was just like, man, like I hate that it happens, but I mean, it
happens at the most like unexpected time.
Yeah, for sure, man. So it's just like, sometimes I'd be at work, and it's just like, man, in the middle of a class and stuff, and it's like, I don't know if that'll ever change. Like, it might always be there, and I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing or it's a bad thing. I guess it's how you see it, but
I feel like definitely it's how you see it, because like I feel like when it first happened, like I would see stuff and I'd be like, she would like that, and then I get sad, and then now it's like if I I don't even think of that anymore, but like if I do, I'd be like, I like try to like think of something that she taught me, or like something else, like to throw me into like a better mindset, because like before I was just like, they would just drown me.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, man. But I mean, so that's good that you were able to learn that through that, and you would think during your grandparents that might be something, but it's hard, man, and especially depends on your age and stuff. But I remember, when I first experienced death in my life was my great grandma, and I was one of her favorites, and if any of my cousins see this, y'all know it's true, so don't hate. No, I love y'all.
Bro, I feel like me too. I was like, I feel like I was the favorite. I feel like it was known I was the favorite.
Yeah, but I mean, she used to, she's loved me, and just I think when her memory started to, not that she ever lost her memory, but like, remembering stuff. Right. So like, I was one of the, I guess, the last baby that was there that she remembered, and so she would always call me Bebito like the whole time, and so it meant I would always try to go see her. My mom would take me, and she was a big part of my mom's life too. Like, my mom stayed with her, lived with her for a little while, and she was it was grandma's house. My great grandma, but to my mom and them as their grandmas, and they felt safe in her house, always there. And she used to give me these when she would drink coffee, man, like crazy. She smoked Lucky Strike cigarettes, man. She lived to be, I think, 89 years old or something, man. She was living her dream, man. She's still smoking at that age, man. But she always drank coffee at her table, and they had the little creamers or whatever. Yeah. And she would give them to me as a kid. My mom said she'd always get mad at her for doing it, but I would ask her for them, and she would.
Didn't you drink them?
Yeah, man, drink them, like taking them like shots, dude. Like, line them up, let's go. But so it was just funny, but. So like when she passed away, somebody so close to me and stuff. I was freshman in high school. Like I didn't really know about death. So like these emotions they're new to me. So like I don't think I cried that much. I mean, I gave the obituary, or not the obituary, but like the speech at the eulogy at her funeral. Like I was the one who gave it and stuff. 14-year-old kid. Yeah. So like I guess they were nervous about me starting to cry or something. And I was like, I think I'll be all right. And I think it was just because and as you get more life experiences, you start learning how to deal with this and stuff. But it's not like I loved her any less or anything like that. Like, man, sometimes I cry out for her now. Man, I just wish I could walk up into her room one more time or give her a hug. And she's had this reclining chair that I love, man. And when she passed away, I was fortunate enough to be able to get it. And then that was my gaming chair, man. Before gaming chairs were a thing, man. I was in my grandma's little rocker. I thought it was the coolest little thing, man.
Do you still have it?
Nah, man, I don't. It was, it got old and stuff, and I wasn't able to keep up with it. But man, I wish I did. I thought about that the other day. I was like, man, I wish I still had that little rocker, man. Could have like customized it, made it fix it up or something, man. But it was cool though. I got to have it for a little bit. And throughout my high school career, that was me in my gaming chair, man.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool to experience. That's definitely something you always remember, and like something that's gonna make you like a warm feeling in a way. I feel like I kind of have like the same experience like with my grandpa. Like I was really close to him. Oh, my grandpa. I'm gonna scoot this over.
Oh, am I not in the frame?
I was really close to my grandpa, And like I always knew like I was close to him, man. Like he always told me he was like, "You're like my favorite." Like he didn't physically say you're my favorite, but like the way like we talking, like I just knew. And like I didn't really, it wasn't that big of a thing when it happened. But then like a year later down the road, I was like, oh my god, dude, like I was the person. Yeah. So like when he was dying, he was coming from the hospital. Like they had already told us like he's gonna die in a couple of days. Where does he want to be? Like, does he want to die in the hospital? Or does he want to die in his house? And he was like, no, he wants to go to his house. So we brought him home, and it was like cold and rainy. We brought him in, and he was like, I was like the same age as you. I was like a freshman. No, I was a sophomore. I was basically the same age, like 14, 15. Yeah. And we're bringing him in, and like, I'd say like considering like at the San Marcos High School, I'm like average strength. But compared to like Mexicans, I'm like strong, especially for my age. And like he saw me as like this super strong guy, so I was like, he was bringing him in, and we had to carry him because the stretcher wouldn't fit. Yeah. And they needed like people to grab him. He was like right away. He was like, hey, grab me. Like I need you to grab my head, because you can keep me safe. And I was like, oh okay. So I just did it. I was like struggling. I was shaking. I was like, oh my god, it's so heavy. But like after like a couple months later, I was like, that's pretty cool that he like trusted me enough to carry his head. Yeah. Like into the room, but then after like the morning, the day before he passed away, I was like one of the last people he talked to besides his wife, which was my grandma. Yeah. And it was in the morning. It was right before school. I went in before I got the bus, and I went in there and I was like, hey, about to leave to school. He was like, okay. And then I was just like, all right, I'll see you later. Bye. Like I'll see you later. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay. And he was like, I was walking out, and he was like, hey, give me a hug, like hug me. And I was like, okay, I didn't think anything of it. And at the time, I was just like, he just wants a hug. Yeah. So I gave him a hug. And like, he was like a macho man. He was like vato. Like, he was just like pachuco, right? So he wasn't really like hugs. He was all handshakes. And like, I didn't really think anything of it. And then he was like, he was like, hug me. So I gave him a hug. And then like, he hugged me for like 10 seconds. And that was it. And then he was like, I love you. Have a good day. And then I left. And then like, after that, they said he like declined like so fast. And they were like, that he just like couldn't like everything stopped. Like he just stopped talking. And I was like, at the time I didn't think anything of it. Like it didn't take like till years later. I was like, damn, like I was that person that he was like one of the last people I was able to talk to. And I was like, that's so cool. And it was like, especially because it's like something that he doesn't like do. Like he wasn't gonna say hug me on a normal day. Yeah. And it was just like so cool. And now it's like something like I always look back on. I was like, I'm that person. I'm that person that he's the last person he talked to. Yeah. Now it's pretty cool. I got a tattooed on me too. That was because it was between like I knew I wanted to get something for them, but I didn't know what. And it was my first tattoo. I originally wanted to get something huge, but then my mom was like, "What if you don't like tattoos and it hurts?" And I was like, "That's smart." And I was like, "So I'm gonna get something small." So I went with this, and I was like, "What can I get to like? How can I even frame something that's small into something that they impacted my life so big for?" Yeah. And then it was just like it just hit me like out of nowhere. And I was like, right there, perfect. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's something you'll never forget. That's and maybe for him too. That's pretty cool that he was, he knew, and they say, I've heard it before that people when they know like their time's coming, they, so the fact that he went and did that, that's pretty cool, man. And, made an impact on your life without even knowing it. Like later, the years down the road, like you'll forever hold that, man. So that's, Grandpa.
I've never yeah. I've never told that story to anyone besides like my mom. I told my mom everything, but I haven't told like I can tell my mom because like I'm comfortable around her and I've told her to her like multiple times. So like I've never like teared up, but like right now I was like tearing up. I was like, oh man.
I can imagine, man. That's
it's a unique experience. It's like it hurts, but it's like so beautiful.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty incredible. I mean, because, and I know, I guess for people that's the last words they hope for something great and everything, and it's not always like that. So it's cool that you got to experience, especially with somebody you're so close to. Like,
definitely, that's awesome. That's like how does that even the chances of that happening is like really rare, and like to be able to experience that, it's like beyond amazing, to be honest. Because like with my grandma, it was like complete opposite. Like I didn't even know what was happening. Like I was just like, they woke me up and they're like, "Hey, grandma's passing away." And I was like, "What?" Mm-hmm. I like rolled off the ground because we were all staying in one house, and I rolled over and I was on the ground. I was like, "What's going on?" I like got up and like it was like everyone was crowded. I was like, I couldn't even see. Wow. So it was like you're saying, like not everyone's like fortunate enough to have that experience. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It's not at all.
What a way to go into the middle of a conversation.
Well, I mean, like when my brother, you know, the last day before. So my brother, it's sad and it's one of those things that makes me question why, man. And it's something I can't get too hung up on because I'll go crazy if I do. But,
yeah.
So like, you know, so my brother found out about his daughter. He found out about his daughter later on in life. So she was already 6, I think, by the time he found out, and he had just met her a few months prior. I want to say like November, December, and then so her birthday's in March, and so it's only been a few months. He was just about to start getting you know, visitations of her, like her going over on the weekends and stuff. Like he's been doing visitations, but you know, to actually have like almost like weekend visits and stuff. So that was gonna be pretty cool. And he was excited, man. I was super proud of my brother because he, you know, he had been going through a rough time, and he, you know, he had just, his life had changed so much in such little time because of this little girl.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome to see, man. My brother was just blossoming into this, you know, father figure type person. And, you know, so we just celebrated her 7th birthday. It was the first year we got to do it. And the, you know, right after the party, everybody's leaving or whatever, and we're in the parking lot. Him, me, another good childhood friend of ours. We're all in the parking lot, and you know, we're all excited about how it went. Yeah, man, it went well. She loved it. You know, she was nervous meeting all the family for the first time.
Yeah.
This little shy 7-year-old girl, man, cutest thing ever. And she comes in, and she's wearing one of those big buttons. It's not the one you can put money on, but I made it into one of those. So
yeah.
She came over, and I can tell she's real shy and stuff. I'm like, let's see if I can break the ice or whatever. So I think I brought out a $2 bill. For some reason, I had a $2 bill on it. And I was like, look, let me put this on your button so people can start giving you money. And you know, kids, they love money, man. So she got all excited. It kind of broke her out of her shell, and then everybody else started coming up right away, giving her money. She was all happy. Heck yeah, I'll take y'all's money. So, you know, and I remember him being grateful for that because I think he kind of realized, hey, that kind of got her going and it got her more comfortable and stuff. And so that was cool. But anyway, so right at the party, you know, we're talking about it, what went well and everything, and it was cool. It was just Peter Piper, nothing crazy, but it was fun, man. I mean, got to see the kids play games and stuff, and he was already talking about next year, man. Like, next year we're going to do this. I want to do something better. You know, this was the last minute thing, so next year let's try to do something. Yeah. Already planning, like, he's going to keep going up and one up and one up. And that's cool, man. Like, you're excited for that.
Yeah.
And literally the next morning he passed away, man. So it was just one of those, like, what the hell happened? Kind of things, man. So that's something that makes me question, like, why, like, and the thing that kind of, I guess, gets me through it is, I swear that was probably the happiest I've seen him in his adult life ever. Yeah. Was that night with his daughter and with the family, and just the smile on his face. I mean, he was cheesing like he was a little kid there, man. Like, he was so happy.
Just having a good time.
Yeah, man, he was just living it up, and I was happy to see. I was happy I got to witness it and be a part of it. And it's a beautiful thing. But then it goes back to what we talked about, how, you know, all that love, all that greatness, and it makes it hurt that much more. Because then you're like, man, what could have been, or like, why didn't have to happen, and he just met her, and that's why I say I can't get too caught up on that, man, because I would go crazy. I would just, I can't, and so that's why I try to focus on the positive of it, that at least he got to go out on the greatest day, I think, of his adult life, in my opinion. But, so yeah, man, it's definitely a tough thing, but you know, you gotta, and it didn't take me, it's been 3 years now, so it's not like I had this instant, oh yeah, at least you got, no, man, I was mad as hell, I was sad as hell, I feel like
definitely, like, I feel like it's okay to talk about it now, but it's like because of time, and it's still not like, it's still hard, like, we were tearing up, like, it's hard to talk about, but it's like, it's easier to talk about now with time, and it's just like, it's not so much that it gets easier, but you can learn how to cope with it in better ways.
Right, for sure, man, so, yeah, it's just, and I'm surprised I said that story. I don't tell people that story much, and I actually, you know, posted that out there on social media yesterday, and I don't know, it's not like I don't like posting on social media, it's just, you know, people don't always know what's going on with me, and I think, you know, people who post a lot on social media, you know, you do know what's going on with them. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody has their own ways of, you know, getting their information out. That's cool and all, and I feel like I don't have enough people that check in on me for me to share some of this information with them, because like if I'm not posting it, they're not asking about it. So you know, nobody probably knew I've been hanging that over my head for the past 3 years, man. Like, and that's fine. Like I'm not, I didn't post it on there to get, likes or comments, nothing like that. It was just, in a way, to me, I guess maybe I should start seeing a therapist or something. But in a way, to me, that was kind of me being able to, finally make it public, like speak it out loud to somebody to hear, I guess.
Yeah.
And because I've been dealing with that for a while. I mean, it's something I'll deal with forever, but I don't know if I will ever be able to top her first birthday party ever, because he's never going to be there again physically, man. So
yeah,
so it's just one of those things. It's hard, it's tough.
It would just happen recently, right? Yesterday, right?
Yeah, we just celebrated yesterday. We went to what was it?
Urban Air, right?
Urban Air, yeah.
I forgot you said that.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, it was cool, man. It was, but I mean, she. And she at a young age, she just turned 10, so, just, I guess it's for me, it hurts on two levels, man. It hurts for me personally, losing my brother and all that, and everything he was experiencing, about to be a father, being a father, not about to be, he was a father.
Yeah.
And just, just seeing how it transitioned him into a better man, and to not be able to see it anymore kind of hurts. And then it hurts for me on the level of her, man, like, she got to experience her father for a few months and then taken away. And now that's something, maybe when she was 7, she didn't quite understand it. And now that she's getting older, I think she understands it more. And, like, so, it hurts to hear, things that, she's going through with it. And it just, kind of, breaks your heart, man. Like, it's just, no 10-year-old,
deserves it.
No child should ever have to. It's tough already, man. But I mean,
let alone have to deal with something like so tragic.
Right.
So, it's very hard. Like there's so many challenges that life gives us that are so unexplainable.
Yeah, for sure.
So your hair. I see that you've been growing it out, man. I want to do something different to my hair, but I don't know what. And I've been saying for like 3 months, I'm like, I'm gonna change it up. And every time I go in there, I'm like, nah, do something.
That's funny, man, because I was low key considering not chopping it all off, but like how I used to have it where the top was still long, but not too long, but I could like part it to the side or whatever, and the fade on the side, but. So when quarantine first started, when COVID first became, we had to be at home and all that.
Yeah.
Obviously we stopped going to the barber, and I think we talked about this a little bit, and so I just wouldn't cut my hair, and then it was always something I wanted to do as a kid, was let my hair grow out, and
your mom didn't let you, right?
Hell no, man.
My mom don't let me either.
Yeah, my mom was like, no, we're cutting your hair, and man, and we used to always get the low 2 on top, no guard on the side fades, man. So short hair is what she used to us having. Man, when we were kids, she used to cut it herself, goddamn, man. But yeah, so she's used to having it like us with short hair and stuff, and even now she was like, she even told me, I'll pay for your haircut. Like, you go get it right now. I'll pay for it. She wants me to cut my hair so bad. So I was low key thinking about cutting it, but anyway, so during COVID, let it grow. And I liked it, man. It was different. I wasn't used to having hair that, kind of blew in the wind or whatever. But I liked it, man. It was just, and then I wasn't trying to go to no barber anymore. I wouldn't go nowhere, so I was like, it's whatever. So I was like, save me some money. I don't need to go to the barber, So I just let it grow out.
You sound like you was from New York when you said that.
But so I let it grow out, man. And then I think the next year when things started opening up again, I finally went to a barber. But I kept it pretty long on top, and I was slicking my hair back.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got the fade on the side, so I slicked the hair back, and I was like, man, look clean, whatever. And then, my hair goes back so fast, though, and it was like 2 weeks later, I already need another fade. I was like, man, I can't afford that. I'm on a teacher budget here, man. So I was like, I'm going to let it grow out some more. And it kept growing, and then I was like, I wanted to get it in a bun, where I can put it in a bun, and I'll just, like, taper the bottom and get it cut like that. And I like this cut a lot. It's just when I don't have the taper, like I don't like to put it in a ponytail because this hair just like sticks out and it looks like if I were, I don't know, I hate it. I hate the way it looks. But
why don't you brush it down?
My hair's stubborn, man. Like I would have to
try one of those wave brushes.
Nah,
those things work magic. That's
really?
what I use. Yeah. Like whenever I wake up and like my hair's everywhere, I just grab a wave brush and be like 4 times and it's all flat. Yeah.
It's not up. But there you go. You might save me some money. You might give me a little couple extra weeks from seeing my barber. But I get it, man. They got to make money, and it's really, they do put their time and effort. They buy the good clippers and all this. So no, I definitely get the price. Like and the barber I go to, I told you last time, he's one of my former students. And,
Adon? Adon?
No, his name's Matthew Harris.
Oh, yeah.
He's at the student barbershop downtown San Marcos.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
So he's a cool guy. So I went to go see him this morning.
Oh, for real?
But so I got to cut this morning. I had to go for like a month, man. Like it was out.
That was how my last one was. I didn't go in for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
4 weeks, like it was like I usually get them every 2 weeks, and then I was just like 1 week I just didn't have time, and the second week like neither of us had time, and I really didn't have money to be spending.
Yeah.
And then I finally got one. To be honest, I would have stretched it another week, but I had a quince to go to yesterday, and I was like, I'll get it.
You had to, man. Gotta go to the quince. You can't go to the quince like that, man.
Yeah.
But I was gonna try to get it yesterday before my niece's party, but he didn't have any times available soon enough. Like I would have been late to the party. I can't be late to. I'm the party host. I can't be late, man. So, but no, yeah. So I don't know. I like it. It's something. It's just sometimes I can wear it down too. But like I said, when I don't have the fade on the side, I wear it down. But it's different, man. It's just cool. I hate it sometimes because it gets in my face, gets in my mouth. I'm like, come on, man. So I hate it sometimes, but it's cool, man. It's something different. But
sure.
We'll see how long I keep it up.
I don't know. I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do with my hair. So I feel like I'm just going to leave it basic for now. Like, I kind of want to grow it out. Like, I want to do the same thing you're doing. It's like, I've always wanted to do that. I don't know why, but like, I wanted to get dreads for some reason.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I wanted to get dreads, like, my freshman year. And I was like, I'm going to get dreads.
Yeah.
And then I moved over to San Marcos, and I was in baseball, and they were like, nah, like, can't have, like, none of that stuff. Like, no braids or dreads. Like, it all has to be able to fit under the hat. And, like, no facial hair. Like, it was, like, pretty strict on, like, hair and, like, tattoos and stuff. So, like, I couldn't do it. And then, like, I cut my hair short for baseball. Because, like, I didn't know really I didn't really know what to do because it was, like, that weird point. So, I was just like, trim it off. And then I've just left it like that ever since. Like, during quarantine, it grew out a little bit. But whenever I got a haircut again, I just went back to it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's cool. And for a while, like, I guess I've been an adult now for a while, so I could have let it grow out a long time ago. But I don't know. I just never did. I guess, and I guess I let my mom get in my head, like, you're a teacher. You're supposed to look cleaned up and nice or whatever. But I remember I had a college professor, Dr. Menke at Texas State, and he had the long hair. Man, he used to play quarterback for Washington State University. Like, yeah. So he was a cool guy, man. Me and him, we got along really well. I still talk to him now to this day through email and stuff. But so he's a real cool guy, man. He's from like the Washington area up there. And anyways, he always told us, he was like, get you the job first, then you can let your hair grow. Like, like don't. But I mean, nowadays I feel like it's much more acceptable to have tattoos and different stuff.
For real. Like, I feel like it's more open and like it's more just like it's like that's the way it is now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Cause
it is kind of cool, but it's like I feel like there's some places like I've walked into, like I was at this pretty elegant place.
Yeah.
And there was someone who had tattoos all over their hands, and I was like, I don't know, like it didn't bother me, but like I know, like I could definitely see someone getting bothered by it. And I was just like, I don't know, like I feel like in certain situations I'm just like, okay, like you can't do nothing about that. Like what I'm not gonna be tripping over because you got a hand tattoo, like that's your life. Right. But like I could definitely see like a problem coming out of that, because like some people be like petty, like they be tripping for no reason. Like I've seen so many people like just driving like to Austin. It's like, oh my god, like why are you doing that? Or even just like now that I work in construction now, so I have to. Before in my last job, I was just working with one person. I didn't really have to interact with anyone. But now I'm interacting with more people. I'm like, y'all tripping, like y'all tripping. Like I don't know. I feel bad because like if you're doing that, like you just down bad. If you have to like make someone else feel that bad.
Yeah, man. No, it's. You're right, man. Yeah. It's for different things too, but I get what you're saying. Like, and to me, it's like I'm glad it's kind of adapting. I teach an alternative high school, so most of my students. They're already tatted up, man. They already got stuff like, and it's just, you're right, because as a society we kind of view it, but it's kind of in a way it's cool. I got this right here, like, but some of it has meaning, like,
that's the thing too. Like my tattoos right here. Yeah, meaning unless I'm at work, I'm in short sleeves, and you could see like my tattoos and like my leg tattoo. Like if I'm in shorts, you can obviously see it. Like, and I feel like it has a meaning. So like. I know what you mean. Like,
yeah. So like it's like if I'm going to a job interview and I don't know, I guess I could maybe one day ask my principal if I'm ever comfortable enough doing it. But like, hey man, would you have hired me if you saw me? Because we did it on a Zoom because it was during COVID. So like, I mean, he couldn't see this. I guess it wasn't a big deal that my hair was kind of grown out because nobody was going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because everything was still shut down. So I don't know, man. So like, I guess I didn't have to deal with that in this transition. But like, if I ever do transition again, if I ever do transition again, I don't know if I would have that. I don't know if I'd have to wear a long sleeve. Like, but then the part of me is like, man, if you wouldn't hire me with this on me,
I feel like that's my thing
I don't want
too.
the job.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Like, I have these, and like, if you wouldn't hire me because of this, like, I don't want to work for you.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Because it's like
something meaningful to me. And you're not even gonna value someone who's gonna work for you.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I think it's kind of cool that people are like having, or it seems like it.
Yeah.
More of a, it's kind of all right for people to, teachers and humans too, or whatever it is you're doing, wherever it is you're working. Like, like. It's okay. I wouldn't mind. My server comes up to me or whatever. You got it.
Yeah.
Teardrop tattoo. No, just kidding. But that's like whatever you got going on, man. Like that's your story. It's your body, whatever, man. So I don't think it's good to pass judgment. And it's like I said, so many of my kids, man, they already come in with tattoos, and some of them talk about it like, I kind of do regret this one because it was like most of it's under the table kind of stuff because they're underage or whatever. But it's like definitely at the point. Whatever they were going through in that life, it had meaning to them at some point.
Yeah.
And maybe it just didn't come out as good as they wanted or whatever. But, so I think it's, I think as a society we kind of got to understand that a little bit. It's like it's not just necessarily them trying to be cool or them doing something, trying to be a thug or whatever. But sometimes it's them just expressing themselves, and maybe they don't know any other way to do it, so that's what they turn to because, you know what I mean? Like it goes back to that thing, man. We got to teach these kids how to, express themselves. Not saying that they're stopping from getting tattoos and stuff. I mean, because there's nothing wrong with it. But just one of those
just
things,
a better way that they could do it. Or not even like a better way, but just other ways.
Right, so that it's not just, tattoos or something. But, I mean, no, I think it's cool. And, people can hire with piercings and stuff. Like, I think, it's not common to see, male teachers with piercings.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I wear a hat at school, man. Like, that wouldn't fly anywhere, man. But, like, when I don't have time for the bun or I don't have the fade, so I throw a hat on this thing because I need to keep it out of my face, man. And man, my principal he's real cool, man. I like it. He's real, he know, like that's the thing. Like he knows, like the hat on me is not going to affect me being a good teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to make me any worse of a teacher or whatever. Like the kids,
so
what I'm saying. So it's kind of cool. Like it's not going to make them any worse of a whatever there is they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like let them be them. Like don't judge them. Chill, man. But so it's interesting. I do hope it kind of keeps taking that shift. Like that's cool. It's acceptable. It's all right. It's all good.
Sure.
It's all good.
So do you got any questions for me? What?
I'm over here throwing your pillows. I was like, where did that pillow go?
Do you have any questions for me? Anything? You want some CBD?
No.
Chance? You want some energy? Some focused energy?
I got plenty of energy, man. No, surprisingly, man, I'm losing that hour of sleep last night. Like,
I was actually awake and I was tripping out. I was like, dude, what happened? Because I had went to the restroom, and when I go to the restroom in the middle of the night, like I don't take my phone. I'm like, I'm just going to pee. Like I don't need to take my phone, so I'll leave it in my room.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll like walk to the kitchen. I'll get a snack. Check on my sister. I'll check the doors. I'll be like, ain't no one getting in. I check the doors. I like look out the windows. Sometimes I go outside with the cats. Like it's just like a wild night sometimes because like. There's like no one's awake, and I like being alone. Like I don't like being alone all the time, but I like my alone time.
Okay.
So like at night is like I feel like I'm not a night owl, but I like nighttime. So like I'll be chilling alone, and I came back and like it was 3, and I was like, there's no way. Like it was like that. I was like in the restroom that long because like I had went to the restroom, I peed, and then I looked at myself in the restroom for a little bit. I was flexing, and then I left. I went to the kitchen. I looked at the stars, checked on my sister, and then I went back to my room. And I was taking my time. Like I was in no rush. I was just like chilling. No one was up, so I didn't have anyone. Like no urgency to get back to my phone. I got to check my phone, and I was like, dude, there's no way. What is happening?
Yeah.
And then I just went to sleep. I was like, it's late. I need to go to sleep.
God, that's crazy. That's funny though. But geez, see, and this is off topic. We're kind of on topic. I'll ask you the question in a second, but like so my fiance was asking like, what do night shift workers do? Like, because if you're at work, you're gonna lose that hour like of work, I guess. But do you get paid for the hour? What happens? And then I guess technically they would, because you got to think back to whenever it was daylight savings when they lost, they had to regain an hour, so they had to work an extra hour. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was just one of those things. I was like, I don't know. Like, that's a
I
good
feel like, how
question.
did people realize that there was a time shift? That's my thing. Like, and who realized? And like, who even thought to put 24 hours in one day?
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, you know why 24 hours, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Is it because there's like 24 spots or something?
No, I think I'm tripping. I'm thinking of 24. What am I thinking of? No, yeah, 24. Because the yeah. Okay, I'm not tripping, man.
24 planets?
No. No, man. The amount of time it takes for the I believe the Earth to revolve around the sun is 24. It's 24 and change. So like 24 hours and change for a full rotation.
Like 24 what?
24 hours.
But how did they originate?
Oh, I don't know. I get what you're saying. You're digging deeper. You're digging deep. Like, how do we know what's an hour? What's a minute? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I thought about that too, man. But then you just
get caught
you
up.
lose your time, man. Yeah, you lose. And what is time? Nah, I see that we go keep going. What is time?
Yeah. I actually want to get I want to get a tattoo referencing that.
That's funny.
I want to get one like right here. It's like time is like broken. That's like my thing. It's like there's no such thing as time unless you worry about time. Because like if you think about it, like right now we're having a good time. We're talking. An hour probably went by, and it feels like a couple minutes. And it's like time is literally broken if you're not paying attention to it. So I want to get like a broken clock tattoo, kind of just mentioning like time is broken.
Well, see, and that's something that sucks about America is that we're built to clockwork, man. We're built around the clock. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody wants to, and it sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and I catch myself doing that. Like I be rushing, and like sometimes like I've been going to Austin a couple more times for work.
Yeah.
I be driving. I be speeding. Like I be hitting some fast speeds. And I'm like, why are you rushing for so much? Like it's not that deep. Like you could die.
No kidding, man.
And it's like, why are you rushing? Like slow down,
bro. For real though, because man, one day I was driving up to Bastrop and it was rainy, and I hate driving in the rain, man. I hate it. But we're driving, or I'm driving. I'm driving by myself. And I'm going, man, and it's rainy, and I'm driving slow. And I usually I don't want to get no tickets. I'm usually trying to stay at speed limit anyway. Yeah. But, this car's coming up, man. It's coming on the other side of me. And I just see it, like, it missed its turn. And instead of, like, doing the safe thing and keep going and turn back around, it's still trying to make it, man. And they went into a ditch, and I swear that thing flipped. It looked like Fast and the Furious. It flipped, bro. And I was like, holy crap. Like,